Some. Oh, we're live. Okay,
We
we
are.
froze
We're
there
on.
for a minute.
Oh yeah, I think we're good. Good morning. Oh, are you frozen now? Is this an issue with me? Is this an issue with you?
I'm not sure.
I think it's an issue with you, but now you're back.
Okay, yeah, now I'm back.
Here, let's do. Okay, I think we're good.
Okay.
All right. Well, maybe it was Spot, or maybe it was StreamYard, maybe it was one of our internets, but I think we're on it. It's time to get you done.
It's time to get shit done.
It's also Monday morning, January 27th, possibly the last Monday in January 2025. Well, yeah, I think that's true.
All right. Yeah.
2025 is upon us. Yeah, next Monday is going to be February. Sure enough, the last one. It's fleeting.
It's been a pretty full-on month.
Indeed. We've done 26 and now 27 episodes of the Get Shit Done show.
Right?
Yeah. Cool. Well, let's see. Do you have a positive focus figured out, or should I jump in?
My positive focus, well, the other night I went to a really cool movie theater. It was a totally new experience. I could tell whoever designed the movie theater had done a lot of like air travel, and specifically in first and business class, because they set up the whole movie theater was like, it was like as if you were like in a really nice airplane in first class. Like even the
Cool.
regular seats were these really nice spacious recliners, and you have a table and you can push a button and it's like I mean, it's not a flight attendant, but a waiter comes and you can order food and drinks and they'll bring it right to your seat.
Cool.
But then we got the upgraded seats, and it's like you have your own little like pod area that's like totally private, and it's like not even expensive. It was crazy. And with those seats you get like free popcorn, and yeah, it was a cool experience. We watched Moana 2.
Yeah, so it was like a dinner and movies at one place.
Yeah, but like with really nice comfortable seats. There was like a button you push it.
How was the
What's
food?
it? I mean, I just got French fries, but they had a pretty full menu.
All right, rock and roll.
Yeah.
Rock and roll. Cool.
But yeah, you could push a button and the seat would get like heat up and everything.
Nice.
Yeah, it was pretty nice.
I should have gone there during the cold snap.
Oh, I know.
Is it warming up there yet?
It is a bit, yeah.
Cool.
Yep.
Yeah, it's warmed up. I mean, I don't know that I've ever been to an ultra posh movie theater.
Right.
I've been to some really beautiful theaters and some converted theaters. I've been to some crappy theaters. We have a sweet drive-in that still functions.
Oh, really? Cool. Wow, that's awesome.
That we try to go to every year.
Yep.
But that sounds like a cool experience. Did you take any pictures?
I did, yeah.
Oh, cool. Rock and roll. Nice. Great. Well, is that the end of your positive focus?
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, yesterday's episode was cool. We had two hot sauce people come on the live stream and chat.
Oh, cool.
One is and I'm going to be bringing him up to address your question here today.
Yep.
But one was Johnny Scoville of Chase the Heat.
Oh, cool. Right. I remember him. We did a live stream with him a while back.
Indeed, we did.
Yeah, he's awesome.
We did. You should rewatch it. I should rewatch it.
Yep.
And I hadn't heard from him in a long time, and so he chimed in. And then a local artist here, Walter. I'm gonna destroy his last name, but it's like Walter Hedgecorn or something. Hegthorns. I don't know. I can't pronounce his last name, but he paints chickens. And you can probably learn something from him too, actually, because he's very prolific and he sells a crap load of paintings.
Oh, cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
And like he sells, he makes paintings and he sells them. Like he's a friendly guy, and like yeah, we have a bunch of common friends. I've bumped into him at my girlfriend's sister's wedding, and then yoga once and things. And so he also happens to have a hot sauce that he created called What the Cluck.
Nice.
Oh no, Hot as Cluck.
Hot as Cluck.
I don't know, whatever. Very hot, and it has one of his chicken paintings on the front, and
Yep.
they sell it at one of the local cafes, or they have the hot sauce at one of the local cafes. And so two separate guys from the greater hot sauce community chimed in, and so that was fun. And your buddy Arden jumped in and
cool.
was very conversational, and everybody was giving lots of really good advice to Curtis, who we had on yesterday.
Oh, that's
about
great.
some of his entrepreneurial challenges. And I think, I don't know if he'll do it or not, but I think he might start doing product reviews for camping and survival gear.
Cool.
And start building a list around camping and survival gear, do videos around it, do content videos around it, and maybe even do product reviews and try to get paid to do product reviews for Amazon, because there are a bunch of different websites out there that'll pay you, or that you can get paid kind of like a kickback if people watch your product review and then buy the product on Amazon. So it just seemed like something much more resonant, and it was cool because, you know, Curtis has been doing affiliate marketing for 5 years, but not really crushing it, and not going full time with it, right? Like he's still working his full time job, and this would allow him to escape the entire affiliate marketing, how to make money on the internet kind of like cesspool, and do affiliate marketing in the touching on like the prepper and survival space.
Oh, cool. Right.
And then there's an infinite number of products, of course, that you can promote that have affiliate programs in that space too. So we'll see that where that goes. But yesterday's show was actually it was pretty sweet. It was unusually active. There's just a lot going on for whatever reason. So
all right, that's awesome.
That was super cool. And then I had a really great men's group last night. We meet every 2 weeks, and it was good to connect with the guys in the men's group. Cool. There's a bunch of like chainsawing and things going on with the neighbors. Can you hear any of that background noise? I mean, if you can hear it.
I can't. Awesome. I can't hear it at all.
That's great. That's great. Yep. So cool. Welcome everybody. It's Monday. Welcome to Get Shit Done Show. The first thing we want to know is, what are you going to get done this week? What's your big focus to knock out this week? What's the big project? What's the big move? What's the big push? What's your 7-day sprint, right? Like what are you really moving forward in your business this week that will move the needle? What's the primary focus that's going to make the biggest positive difference in your life and in your business this week? This is the question, right? And I will say right now, it has just been whacking me on the head over and over and over again, because I've been having to give the same advice to people, but I'm not taking it. And it's bogus. Yep. It's bogus. Bogus is I'm going to start doing at least one webinar per week.
Great.
Focused on get shit done and entrepreneurial wealth hypnosis, where I'm going in to my list and my following, or someone else's list and someone else's following, and delivering a killer training and hypnosis session live on the webinar in order to give people some of my very best work and give them the best positive experience they can possibly get directly from me, so they can make up their mind. Oh, well, that's what it's like. Of course I'll do more, right?
Right. That's awesome.
I'm focused on getting into the weekly webinar mode myself for Get Shit Done, and using my kind of wealth hypnosis webinar model that works so well. But honestly, it's been well over a year since I did a hypnosis oriented, webinar where I did a hypnosis session in a webinar. So I'm gonna get in action and use that to accelerate the growth of the list, to grow the Get Shit Done membership, and sell a lot more of our stuff, and to expose a whole new massive group of entrepreneurs to wealth hypnosis and Get Shit Done. So that's my big push for the week right now. That's cool. Where my head's at.
That's awesome.
What about you, Eric?
Yeah, my big push. Well, tomorrow I'm delivering my first ever webinar.
Yes, you are.
So that's exciting. And also, I mean, the next big push after that is just preparing for my second webinar next week, and, filling more seats in it. So yeah, building more connections with more people and getting more conversations going, and seeing where I can help.
Rock and roll. And roll. So guys, if you're watching right now and you want to get more shit done this week, then announce what you're going to get done in the comments. The simple act of stating publicly what you're going to do dramatically increases the chances that you're going to follow through with it. It tells everyone else and a much deeper part of your subconscious mind that you're not screwing around, that you're kicking it into high gear, you're making a public declaration, it's time to get shit done. So if you are here, if you're an entrepreneur, if you want to increase your productivity and you want to get more shit done, then pop into the comments right now a measurable, specific thing that you're going to get done this week. This week, I'm going to do, I'm like hesitating on saying it because I haven't figured out what day, I haven't looked at my schedule, I'm going to do a wealth hypnosis webinar for Get Shit Done, an anti-procrastination webinar, something like this for Get Shit Done this week, period. And so in the next 5 days, like before end of day on Friday, there's going to be a really great Get Shit Done productivity webinar happening. So cool. That's my declaration. So, and Eric, you've already declared that you're doing it's happening tomorrow, but you're doing your first live webinar this week. So that's really exciting. I encourage you, we can get more into this, but I encourage you to have someone else, in addition to you, have someone else record it if possible.
Okay.
Right? Like ask for someone else to come in and ask permission to record it on their end, on their computer or whatever. Like Tuesday nights, I'm supposed to be on another webinar during your webinar.
Okay.
So I can't fully commit to it, but I might be able to. Might be like a backup plan. But you should find someone else to record it on a separate device just to make sure to get a backup recording, if nothing else. Right?
Okay. Yep.
And we can talk about that more later. We can talk about it more on the show if you want to. But
all right. Yep.
Yeah. So guys, what are you doing this week? What are you going to get done? Declare it publicly. And today we're going to, one thing I do want to say is that at noon Eastern, we are having our Monday work parties for the Get Shit Done community. If you're not a member of the Get Shit Done community already, then join us. If you're an entrepreneur and you want to get more shit done, if you want to train yourself to be more productive, to be more on point, to focus in more on the things that are really going to make a difference in growing your business and moving you toward the direction of your goals instead of staying stuck, then you're probably a good candidate for Get Shit Done training. So go to getshitdone.com, try out our 7-day trial, join. You'll get the Get Shit Done session, which is a hypnosis session where I'll hypnotize you to get shit done. You're going to get the 10K per month session where I'll hypnotize you to make $10,000 per month. And you're going to get the Get Shit Done system, which is going to teach you all about the Get Shit Done process and how we roll, how it all works, how it all fits together, and how you can use it to get more shit done. You're also going to get the Overcome Procrastination session and much, much more. The best thing you're going to get is an extremely lively, interactive, super supportive community of entrepreneurs who all want you to win and are supportive in helping you to get shit done. So get on over to Get Shit Done. Get some shit done. We'd love to see you on the inside. We're going to do our Monday Get Shit Done work parties. We do it at noon Eastern right now. And that's a 60-minute chunk where we get together on a Zoom call and we get shit done. Literally, we knock out our most important to-do list items. And I just want to talk about that for a second because people often cop out on themselves at this stage. So we're going to get into a really great question you have, Eric, about how to build a responsive following, how to build a responsive and engaged active team, how to build a responsive and engaged email list, whatever it is, right? In your case, you're building a team. And one of the big things that we do at Get Shit Done is step one, we get really clear on our goals. Okay. Step two, and what time frame we want to achieve our goals, right? And with goals are measurable. They have a final destination, and other people can observe that you've achieved them. It's witnessable. Okay. It's not just in your head. It's not just how you feel, because feelings come and go. Our experience of the world shifts and changes, and there are all sorts of factors around that. But when we're working toward achieving something, it gives us a very clear next step, destination. And after you get the destination, then you find another destination. But get really clear on what you want to achieve. Make sure it's measurable. There should also be a financial component, but it shouldn't be the primary thing you're trying to do shouldn't just be the financial component, or you'll probably never make it, unless you're just like a soulless human being who only cares about money and doesn't care about anyone or anything else, in which case I don't really want you in my community. And then we figure out, okay, what are the steps that we need to take in order to reach that goal? And we list those out. Okay. You list out the action items that you need to get done, or someone needs to get done in order for your goal to be achieved. Then you take all of the most important ones that will, essentially it's all the ones that'll make you the most money the fastest. Okay. How it's not exclusively that, but usually 80% of these items are what is going to actually move the needle the fastest, what's going to make you the most money the fastest, that you already are procrastinating on doing on your own. The things you know you need to do, you should do, some part of you wants to do, but you're not doing them. Why? We don't care why. We want you to get them done. It's not that we don't care why, but it's just not useful to stay stuck in what are my blocks? What's holding me back? What's stopping me? What's preventing me? That stuff doesn't move you forward. What moves you forward is scheduling in the time and getting the shit done. And so that's called the hard work. And if you want to move your business forward, if you want to make more money, at some point, you're going to have to do the hard work. So we say, do it now. Right. And let's do it together. So you get really clear on 1, 2, or 3 items that you're going to do during the work party. You join us on time for the work party at noon Eastern, and it's listed in the calendar section inside of our community at getshitdone.com. And then you show up, and we start every meeting with positive focus. We talk about what are we happiest or most excited about in our life right now to kind of get everybody in a good positive zone. And then we list out the 1, 2, or 3 items that we're going to knock out and complete during or at least work heavily on and make enormous progress on during our time together. Ideally, they're things that you can get complete in the time. We usually have about 45 actual solid minutes of work time for these things. So if you have some action items that are super important, that you need a little accountability in order to keep you focused and get it done, that's exactly what we're providing in our work parties. Work parties came before getshitdone.com did. Okay. And I've been doing work parties with my teammates, with my strategic partners for years. And I formalized them in the last few years, and we do them like with just 2 people, or sometimes we do them with groups of people. And so in the Get Shit Done community, we do them with a small group of people that get together and work. And so if you want to really move the needle and move some stuff forward, come join us in the community and join us today at the Get Shit Done Monday work party. We'd love to see you there. Eric, what's your vibe on work parties? How have you, do you like them? Do you dislike them?
Yeah, I was just going to say,
impacted your life? Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I was just going to say, I love the work parties for a number of reasons. I mean, I guess, yeah, the main things that come up for me are just like the community aspect of it. You're coming together with a group of people. Everybody there has the energy of like, we're here to get something done, to get shit done. And
like hard shit, like
the hard shit that's like uncomfortable and like you're scared to do it because it's like it's like something you've never done before, something you've been procrastinating on because it scares you a little bit. It's like it stretches your abilities. You're doing, new things. That's what the work parties are all about. It's not just
not only does it scare you a little bit, but you're probably embarrassed to admit it.
Right, maybe
factor of these items because they shouldn't. Often people feel like, oh, I'm a lesser human being because I avoid doing this thing.
Yeah,
I don't want to tell anybody how lame I am, right? Like I feel stupid. But like that's the nature of the kind of stuff that we embrace, right? And get into.
Yeah, and declaring what that thing is at the beginning is really powerful because, like you said, it holds you to it. You have all these people like kind of counting on you to get it done. You're counting on them to get their thing done.
Right.
And then it's like you have a specific block of time. So it's not like you're not going to get distracted during that time. Like outside of work parties, maybe I'd be more prone to getting distracted, getting sucked into the scroll while I'm working and not even realizing it. That doesn't happen during work parties because you have like a time limit and the clock's ticking. And you don't want to let everybody down. You don't want to let yourself down. So you get the job done and then you come reconvene at the end and check in, talk about what you got done and how it went. And yeah, it's been super productive for me and a good experience. So yeah.
It's also really good to train your brain. I tend to be a classic bite off more than I can chew kind of guy. Like in every aspect of my life, that tends to be how at my reflex, right?
Yep.
Like the number of times I heard like the classic, your eyes are bigger than your stomach.
Oh yeah.
Is unbelievable. Like it's just, I tend to get overexcited. And the thing about this is that if you guys want to become more productive, if you want to get more shit done, it is so important that you're working on something that excites you, that fires you up, that gets you optimistic and enthusiastic. But it's also important that you have some degree of awareness of how much time something takes to do and to do reasonably well. And I often don't have a reasonable perception of time around these things. That's where the bite off more than I think I can move mountains in an hour and a half, and you can make an enormous amount of progress on things in a small period of time with concentrated focus and effort. But what the work parties do, if you don't just say, I'm going to work on blah, I'm going to work on cleaning my office, I'm going to work on cleaning my desk. That gives you an easy way out of actually being intensely productive because nobody, there's no finish line.
Right.
And that is your brain sabotaging your progress. Okay. It's keeping you stuck. So during a work party, choose something that you can get done during the time.
Right.
It's possible to actually get it done, or at least you're trying to, and then learn from that for future work parties. And so maybe what you're going to do is write, I'm going to write for 45 minutes straight for my new book, would be a way of saying, like I'm going to write for 45 minutes without taking a break. You could say I'm going to write, I think I can do 5 pages in 45 minutes, whatever it is. Or instead of saying I'm going to clean my office, which by the way is not actually a needle moving action. Okay. We want things that are going to bring home the bacon. We want things that are going to generate income that you're avoiding, right? That because income fuels everything else in your business. And if you're not making the money that you want to make, it's because you're avoiding doing the income producing activities, probably because you don't want to hold yourself accountable to being responsible for doing that, following through on it, hitting it, and taking the higher level of responsibility that inevitably comes with making more money. Okay. So we're encouraging you to bite the bullet, step into it, do the hard work, but knock out 1, 2, or 3 important tasks that are completable during the work party time frame. Like really important, really important. Okay, well, that's enough of our get shit done work party commercial. I mean, it's totally relevant, right?
Yeah, it is.
Like if you guys want to get more shit done, these are some of the pieces to the puzzle.
Right. That work party's happening today.
Today at noon, getshitdone.com. It's listed, the Zoom link's listed in the calendar section. So Eric, why don't we talk a little bit about your question?
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, my question is, about team building, and ultimately, I feel like that boils down to leadership. But yeah, my question is, how can I best inspire my team members to be ultra productive and active and, reach their goals?
Question for the day, right? What are some
There
ways
it
I can
is.
inspire team members to become more active? So great. So just to give everyone some context, right? We're talking about people who have bought into the Kagan opportunity through you.
Right.
They all own at least one Kagan water ionizer.
Correct. Yeah.
Great. So, and are you wanting to inspire your existing members to be more active? Are you wanting to focus on new members? Where's your head at?
Yeah, I mean, everybody, I want to support my existing team members more and find ways to help inspire them to get active if it's something they, even want to do. But yeah, definitely new team members too. And yeah, attracting the right new team members that I feel maybe naturally already want to become more active or want to be active from the start. And yeah, I'm wondering what the most effective like onboarding systems might be.
I think your head's in the wrong place
Okay.
on that. I mean,
Yep.
I'm not saying onboarding. You can't use onboarding systems. Of course you can, and
Yeah.
and of course they'd be helpful. But I think we need to dig a little deeper to get started, right? So,
Okay.
do you have all of your team members collected in one place?
Yeah.
Where?
In a messenger chat.
Okay, great.
Yep.
And so, we started a messenger chat for the Get Shit Done Facebook group. Personally, I'm playing with it. I'm considering it. I find these open-ended messenger chats to be very, very distracting.
Yeah, they're really scattered.
And people often don't enter them and think about it in a respectful manner. They're just like
Sure.
typing in a message and they're not even thinking about who they're blasting it out to. There's just like a lot of ignorance around that particular thing. So one thing is gather them together in a place that they want to be.
Right. Okay.
And that might be a messenger chat and it might not.
Yeah. It could be a Facebook group.
Could be a Facebook group, could be a
Yep.
school community, could be,
Yep.
there are a bunch of different community platforms that are out there. Could be a text message thread. I don't know. It could be a WhatsApp group, right? Could be a Telegram.
Yep.
There are lots of different possibilities. But okay. the best way, so let's say you move to a new area.
Yeah.
And let's say you want to make some friends,
Mm-hmm.
improve your social life.
Yep.
What's the best way to get invited to a bunch of parties?
I mean, make friends and hang out with them, right?
Yeah, I would say make friends and hang out with them, certainly. And I would even go so far as to say, invite a bunch of cool people to your house for a party.
Oh, right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
right?
invite them to something.
Like if you want to be invited, start by inviting.
Yeah,
and
for sure.
And so like host a few good parties, right? And invite all the cool people that you can think of, right? But limit it to cool people, right? You don't just want tons of people, you want the right people, right?
Exactly.
And so that's one key piece is when you think about how to build a responsive team, it sounds a little manipulative or even crass to put it this way, but like if you want your team to care about you and each other, you need to start by caring about them more.
Okay.
And the law of reciprocation is permanently burned into our subconscious and our emotional centers as human beings. And so if you use this in a like diabolical, manipulative way, people will feel it and they'll think you're a sleazeball. But if you focus on genuinely helping and caring for your people and helping them to move things forward in their life in the direction that they want to go, they will really appreciate it. And so step one is call everyone on your team again.
Okay.
Right? And what I would really recommend that you do is I would put that as part of your schedule. Okay. Now, maybe it's not an everyday thing, but ideally it would be. Okay. Ideally, you'd have like at least an hour scheduled every single day to reach out to members of your team and connect with them and talk with them. You're not even necessarily trying to teach them anything or sell them anything. You're just trying to connect with them as a human being and care about them and what they're going through in their life and be as supportive as you can.
Sure.
Okay. So if you do that, first of all, you'll have everyone else in the entire network marketing world completely destroyed. Like actually caring. I mean, except the biggest leaders who consistently like win long term have this. And so you can, I would spend more time with and in the groups of the most successful people in Kagan. And if there are a few super successful people outside of Kagan, I would ask them if you could be a fly on the wall in their group or whatever. If you're not in their opportunity, like try to find, immerse yourself in what these people are doing. But I mentioned Johnny Scoville, Chase the Heat of YouTube, and after he jumped on our live stream yesterday, actually this is great. I'll just give you a real example of where he does a great job at this, and I have something to learn from it. So
okay, cool.
We were doing a live stream, 9 a.m. Sunday morning. Okay. He's, I believe, in Tucson, which is like 2 hours behind us. So it's like 7 a.m. for him. He's watching our live stream. He decides to say hi. And we have and I put his comments up on the screen and I verbally acknowledge him and we have a little like micro chat or whatever.
Yep.
I'm like, wow, that was cool. Now, Johnny and I met one time at a hot food convention in New York City. And we've talked a few times on video, but that's it.
Yep.
We're not like old friends.
Okay.
Right? We don't know each other that well. We've had a couple of phone conversations.
Mm-hmm.
And he went out of his way to jump on my live stream. He interacted. He said a bunch of stuff. I responded. It was personable.
Awesome.
He wasn't teaching me anything. I wasn't teaching him anything. There was no sales happening. Just saying hi. What's up, dude? Good to see you. Love your live stream. Always great to connect. That's his vibe. Okay?
Yep.
What do I do after the live stream? I go over to his YouTube channel because I hadn't seen it in a while because I don't spend countless hours just staring at YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, oh, I wonder what Johnny Scoville's up to. And I see this short that he did. And he's like, is this the last episode of Chase the Heat? Am I going to stop streaming? Yes.
Oh.
Join me at 5 p.m. tonight for the full story. Right? I'm like, oh, okay. And so I like took mental note. I didn't join him for the live stream.
Okay.
But I looked at it this morning.
Mm-hmm.
And when I looked at it this morning, I saw that I went on YouTube and there was this like pile of all these people who were watching his live stream. And every single one of them that came on the live stream in real time, he welcomed by name. He said, and it was very, welcomed it was a really good host. He welcomed everybody in.
Awesome.
And I went over and I looked at some of his other videos and he's responded to every single comment on every single video.
Wow, that's great. Yeah.
Okay.
So really taking the time to interact with everybody that took the time to interact.
I believe that he's been live. Yeah, he's done a video on YouTube every day for like 9 years at this point or something in that zone about hot peppers. And in that time, I don't know that this is true, but it feels like it's true that he's responded to every single comment on every single video. Okay.
Wow.
So if you want to know how to build a responsive team, be a responsive leader.
Sure. Yep.
Like really, like put in the time, and like get to know your people better than anybody else, and help them because you know them better. In whatever way, whether it's entertaining them or otherwise, right?
Yep.
And so, he's very committed to his fans and connecting with them on a like personable, authentic level. So I would recommend that you, Johnny is cool because he's not selling any how to make money stuff. He's not teaching anybody internet marketing. He's selling hot pepper stuff. And he's, as far as I know, always unedited and extremely like first cut, very authentic kind of a dude. So you could, definitely you could learn a lot about tribe building from watching what he's doing. He's been doing a really good job at it for a bunch of years. But this is part of the concept. It's not quite enough just to be like, oh, I care about my people and I'm going to respond to every comment. Like, you can't just go through the robotic actions and expect to get the result. You actually need to care about them. And your unique personality, who you are, what you're bringing to the table, how you're showing up is going to be a big part of that. And so Joshua Shafran in his NPOD program that was the first home study course on internet marketing, like physical home study course on internet marketing, I believe that was ever released. Joshua Shafran created NPOD, Net Profits on Demand. And I went through it years ago, and it's how it was the blueprint that I used to build List Crusade. And in that, he teaches about the X factor. And the X factor is, it's kind of like amplifying your unique personality through whatever medium you're communicating through. It's like really, really being there in a unique and interesting and engaging way that's true to you, that your followers aren't going to get with anyone else, because it's you, right? Like, it's you. And so that unique piece, if you're willing to just like open up and be yourself and be connected with people. Yeah, I had a hypnosis client yesterday.
Yeah.
And he's like, I've been following you for years. It's so nice to finally meet you. And he's like, I like you because you're weird. Like, I hear this a lot, is I tend to attract slightly off-center people, like really, really like tightly laced, hyper conservative people. Like, I'm a little bit too weird for them.
Yeah, sure.
And like whatever, but I tend to attract people that don't naturally fall into like specific camps, right?
Yeah, I could see that.
And it's just like my particular personality flavor combination. Everybody's got one, and so learning how to channel that through whatever medium it is you're communicating and connecting with people with is super important. So the first thing is spend more time basically developing your relationship and being friends with the people on your team. Like, really, really, really get to know them. Right?
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
The second piece is, again, even if you just did this with a free Facebook group to start, right?
Yeah.
Is if you were able to create a group or community, and maybe you do this with the Pure Path to Prosperity, I don't know, but if you were to create a group or community that was just so supportive and so encouraging and so beneficial to the members, that you could invite all the leadership in Kagan and they would want to be part of it, and they would want to invite their people into it because they know that you're not going to like just try to sell them shit or whatever.
Right.
It's like, if you built the ultimate training center for Kagan that completely outdoes anything any of the other leaders could do on their own, and so it was so beneficial for network marketers on the rise that all of their downline started making more money as a result of implementing your training, all those people are going to invite more people in.
Sure. Yeah, they would. That would be quite a feat, because there are some really top-notch platforms that would take that's a big undertaking.
Okay. Well, maybe it's a smaller undertaking to teach one thing exceptionally well.
That's probably what it is. Yeah,
where
exactly.
Maybe there's a hole in
there are some gaps in like the bigger platforms, some areas that, like, I don't know, attraction marketing. That's a specific skill that I've really dove deep into, where some of these bigger platforms, maybe they touch on it a little bit, but they don't really dive into the tactical skill sets of that.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, dude, I mean, even if you were just like, okay, 2025 is the year of webinars, I'm going to learn how to master webinars and sell. I don't know how many people you want to sell into Kagan this year. 100?
Yeah, at least.
Yourself, and like the other cool thing is, Eric, actually, the other cool thing is, if you actually, this is really freaking cool. So if you start doing a weekly webinar and you get good at it, I mean, in my mind, like, you'll take 3 or 4 home study courses and coaching programs on how to get really good at webinars. It's not just like one, right?
Yeah.
Like, actually get really good at them.
Mm-hmm.
And if you get really, really good at doing awesome webinars, doing lead gen, and then either selling people directly from the webinar or driving them to your call, whatever is the case, or perhaps another variation, then two things are going to happen. The first thing is that you're going to be able to go and do your webinar for other people's audiences. And specifically what I mean is once you've got your like I say your webinar worked out because usually you end up having one that works really well and then you just keep doing that forever until it stops working, right?
Right.
But maybe you'll have 3 different webinars. I don't know. But like one or more webinar slide decks that you have for different situations. And when you get team members, they're not going to know how to do webinars and they're going to be nervous as hell about doing webinars. But if you do a webinar with them and make them look really good, but you do most of the talking.
Yeah.
You basically edify them, thank them for hosting the webinar, but like you're the expert now.
Right.
But all the sales go to them.
Yeah, exactly.
But you get your percentage because of the comp plan.
Exactly.
Right? The pyramid structure. And so that really behooves you to get good at doing not just one webinar a week, but multiple webinars a week. And then once you get good at them, you'll also be able, and you're already, just by getting ready to do this first one, you're already leaps and bounds ahead of where most of your team is in terms of doing webinars. You can already teach them the basics. You're a little bit early on, but like you're basically there. And so if you record all the webinars, now you can do a webinar with everybody on your team. You can record it, and now they have an evergreen webinar that they can use to convert leads.
Exactly.
That you helped them make.
Right.
Right? Like you're building all these little ATM, like you're every time you make a new recorded webinar with a team member and you put it out there, and maybe you give them a micro funnel inside your Go High Level account, or maybe you sell them a Go High Level account, and and you install their webinar in your template or whatever. The new webinar you recorded in the template. But the point is that you are basically setting up a vending machine every time you release an evergreen webinar with one of your team members. It's like now you have 10 little vending machines that are all making a little bit of money every day, right? And every time you do a webinar and then you record the webinar and you get better at it, you're getting better as well and more skilled as you move forward. So like that's actually a really smart one-to-many move, and it's a major distinction, an advantage that you can offer your new team members. Say, look, one of the things that I do with all my team members is I work with them to make a killer webinar that will help really convert the sales for you. It's unique and individual to you, and we do it together.
Yeah, I mean, looking back some years ago, that's something that my upline did with me when I was getting started. I feel like at the time I wasn't really up for the challenge. I co-hosted, I think, 1, maybe 2 webinars with my upline, and then they were wanting me to start making my own webinars, and I did not rise to the challenge.
Well, dude, you should really examine, like, think back to that time and remember it. Like, examine your resistance.
Yep.
Because you're going to find that in a bunch of your team members. They're going to say the same crap, right? And so you're going to need to learn how to inspire them to move past that to the best of your ability. Not all of them will choose to, but some of them will.
Yeah, right? I feel that. I feel like what would have been more beneficial to me at that time would have been to co-host more webinars, to get in the flow of being in other people's webinars, not having it all on my shoulders at that stage. And I feel like when it was put on me to just host my own webinar at that point in my journey, I just kind of crumbled under that.
Yeah.
And yeah, I wasn't ready. So I feel like maybe gauging where people are at. If they're ready to run their own webinar, great. If they're not, continue to co-host with them for a while until they are.
Right.
But then take the training wheels off at some point. You know, you can't just
Right. You can't
yeah.
let people just lean on that forever, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah. So, but one way or the other, man, like if you do things, so if you want people to be inspired by you, part of it, so this is it's tricky, man. I mean, this is why it's hard. Is part of it is you need to believe in them more than they believe in themselves to remind them. Like, but the problem with that is you don't want people who don't believe in themselves. You
I
want
know,
people
yeah,
who already believe in themselves and are going to succeed with or without you. And you happen to be like who they've found to help them move forward the fastest right now.
Yep.
Right? Like that's who you actually want. If you have to spend all your time hand holding and babysitting and like patting people on the back, then what are you going to do? At the same time, you didn't rise to the occasion a few years ago. You now realize you could have, but you chose not to for whatever silly reasons.
Yep.
And now you are. So that's also true, is sometimes at different points in people's lives, they're ready. So, you know, you kind of have to weigh it out. But at the end of the day, dude, if you want a more responsive team, you need to be a more proactively responsive leader, right? What like say I mean, it's the same with parenting. I've found like if I want my kids to talk to me, then I need to talk to my kids. Like I need to be interested in whatever they've got going on and like attentive and paying attention to whatever they're willing to share with me. You know, like and vice versa. So if you're not like treat them like your best friends, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I like that. And I mean, looking at how my upline treated me, it was very much like that. I mean, my upline, I feel like, especially my direct upline, she's one of my best friends. We don't communicate so often these days. She's busy with new team members and raising her family and everything. But yeah, she's been a close alliance for a really long time.
Dude, reach out to her and ask her how you can help her out.
Right. Okay.
Ask her how you can help her. Seriously. Like that's the other direction. It's not just about your downline.
True.
Right. Like if you want to take it up a notch, you need to be also focused on helping people that are a few rungs above you.
Right.
Just to learn, to connect, to, you know, for those occasional insights and aha moments you might get. You know.
Yeah, I like that. Yep.
Because it's practice. I mean, it's practice. It goes both directions. You know, it really does.
Yeah. No, I feel that.
Yeah. Cool. Well, you know, I mean, we've been talking about all this stuff. Why don't we do a little commercial break?
Sure. Yeah, let's do it.
Great.
So I created this Facebook group, Pure Path to Prosperity, and you can find the link in the description way down at the bottom, the link to the Facebook group. And inside the group, I'm launching my very first webinar tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And yeah, I'm going to be presenting the Kangen water opportunity, or the opportunity with Kangen water. It's a high ticket network marketing type business model. And this is for you if you are wanting to create some significant change in your life. Maybe you have a job that is paying you well, but it's keeping you stuck working at your job all the time. And you have this whole other life that you're not able to spend very much time with. You've got a family at home, you know, partner, children, and your time is stuck over there at your job constantly. And you're looking for a way to work at home and live, you know, create a life that feels more in alignment to what your values are and where you want to put your time, and have freedom and flexibility in that. And yeah, and also maybe if you already are working at home, but you're selling other people's low ticket items, this is an opportunity to sell high ticket items where you're not just making $20 or $50 per sale. You can make 3 to 4 figures per sale, depending where you are in the rank system. So you want to check it out? I'm doing my very first ever live webinar tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time in Pure Path to Prosperity. Link is at the bottom of the description of this live stream.
It is indeed. All right, guys, if you want to up your network marketing game, and I had the funniest thing that came to mind. Remember how we were talking about H2O?
Yeah.
You know what the O stands for?
I mean, besides oxygen?
Opportunity.
Opportunity. I love that. Yeah.
It's an H2 opportunity.
That's great.
Oh, so funny. Yeah, go check out the Pure Path to Prosperity Facebook group, guys, and check out Eric's first ever webinar tomorrow night. Well, it sounds like you actually did a little bit like years ago, but we were just kind of like, this is your first ever solo webinar.
Yeah. I was more just kind of welcoming people into that webinar. I didn't do much of the presenting. I think I was just kind of on board to like witness the presenting and just have that experience. But
dude,
now I'm like running solo. So
invite everyone to your webinar in your upline.
Okay.
And ask them if they'd be willing to watch it. And critique it. Afterward, like send like if you're, I would really appreciate your critique and advice. This is my first webinar. I know it's going to be my worst one, but it's my first one, and I would love your eyes and ears on it if you're willing to check it out and send me any tips on how you think I might be able to improve it for next time. Like, way to include them, get their advice, and make your webinar better in the process.
Right? Yeah, I like that. I'll do that.
Yeah. The other thing that's cool is the idea of doing the webinar. I was thinking about doing webinars with your downline, which is great, but doing the webinar with your upline shows that there really is a community and support and other people are involved and you're not just here by yourself.
Exactly.
Right?
No, that's true.
So that will add credibility to you if you're able to do webinars with your upline, and it will be different when you do them with those people, than when you just do it by yourself.
True. Yeah.
So, you can go both directions with that, but yeah. That's awesome, dude. Well, rock and roll. Well, I guess we're talking about webinars and responsiveness, and in just under 2 hours, we are going to have our Monday Get Shit Done work party. So if you want to get work done, then join us, getshitdone.com. Join the Get Shit Done community now. 7-day free trial, and you can join your first ever Get Shit Done work party where we're going to get some shit done. Most important shit, the most needle moving shit that will make the biggest difference in your life and your business, and you currently are procrastinating on in your own little bubble, working from home, going numb, spacing out, trying to accomplish something, having a hard time. Join Get Shit Done. Get shit done.
That's
what time it is?
It's time to get shit done.
It is indeed. All right, Eric, thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, Get Shit Done fans. Thank you for being here. As always, see you tomorrow morning at 9 a.m.
See you then.
Over and out.